in Las Vegas, it's the Geary, Stein, and Steven show with your co-host, Troy Geary. And yes, even Will Stein is here. And of course, your host, fresh off his one-man, legless tribute to Elvis Presley, the hardest working man in show business this week, Dave Stevens.
That's right. Good morning. 1 million legless Elvis fans must be right? Dave Stevens here at Radio Row, kicking off a great Thursday morning. Yes, it's early. That's why Troy and I are here, because we have a couple of guests that we want to bring in for today's morning breakfast, I think. So up in the upper corner, I have, let's see here. Let me pull up my stuff. We've got Maureen Bausch, a Gen Youth representative. And next to me, again, it is always great to get with him. I could sit here for 20 minutes and talk about your awards, being a chef, an author, food critic, TV host, 4-time award winner. Like, you've done so much. So thank you both for joining Troy here on Geary, Stein, and Stevens. And so talk about this event, because we've talked every year as we've gone, and it seems to be getting bigger and better, and it's almost overshadowing the Super Bowl because of the demographics of that's involved, right?
Well, we definitely have more players in the Super Bowl.
That's true. That's true. Lots of players, lots of food, thanks to incredible sponsors like the PepsiCo Foundation, Frito-Lay, and Quaker. Have to mention them. You can't do these events without sponsors who really work tirelessly to help Gen Youth end student hunger. And this event is obviously our big showcasing event, but we're working 365 days a year to feed kids in schools. It's our mission, and right now in America, that anyone is hungry is an abomination. That kids are hungry is even worse. And so we raise a lot of money thanks to a lot of player participation and great chefs, as Maureen will tell you.
Maureen, I mean, it keeps getting bigger. So tell us what you guys have added to make this the Super Bowl, all Super Bowl food days.
Well, first of all, the chefs have really added a lot. We picked the best chefs in the country, the best in Las Vegas, the home market, and then some outstanding startups that are funded by the PepsiCo Foundation. So it's really great. And we have this selection of wonderful players with products like Charles Woodson, Shannon Sharp, Steve Tulloch with Circle Coffee, just great players who come and showcase their products. And then so many more that are committed to the cause of helping children and ending student hunger. We will be able to distribute at least $1 million in grants from this event alone.
And how do you guys decide on what's on the menu or what chefs?
Good luck.
He oversees the menu.
No, I mean, here's what actually happens. Everyone submits something, and then there's one or two people that have to get a call to say, well, you sent yours on Tuesday, Chef so-and-so sent theirs on Monday. They get to do the guacamole and, pulled pork sliders, right? Because sometimes people have identical items. You want to make it complimentary. You are creating a menu for all the guests that are there, right? So you don't want multiple people doing the same thing. 2 people can't do burgers. 2 people can't do bowls of chili. And I have to say that the chefs have a really unique way, once you select them, of showing up there with their specialties. And so you have a pretty good idea going in about what they're going to do.
So how do you get out of the stereotype that Minnesota is only known for lutefisk? Everyone just we think about that.
Do you know something? I mean, look, when you talked about food in England, everyone said, "Oh, it's boring, boiled, and bland." When everyone said, "Oh, the Midwest is flyover country," well, all of a sudden, the best chefs on the East and West Coast started making jams and jellies and pies from scratch, things that we've been doing. We almost invented it, right? Putting up and preserving, at least in this country. So I think what's really fascinating is that we no longer have those sort of stigmas, and people understand there are Michelin-starred restaurants in the Midwest. And so consequently, I think that's sort of an older vibe. Once people come to an event like ours, I think they're blown away at the quality of the food and where it comes from. And I'm also super proud. I mean, I think Minneapolis, the Twin Cities in general, are the number one unheralded food destination in the country. A couple years ago, right, it was Portland, Oregon, then it was Portland, Maine, Birmingham, Alabama for a while. I was calling it as the undiscovered food city. I'd go with Minneapolis and St. Paul right now any day of the week.
Okay, you're both from Minnesota. So, what is your favorite restaurant right now in Minneapolis?
Oh my gosh, you're but
on,
Maureen. No, Maureen's going to offend.
I will.
At least let me take the blame for all of that. We're doing some really really exciting things. I think what Gavin Kaysen is doing. He's sort of the leading light from a culinary perspective. His new restaurant Mara in the Four Seasons, Spoon and Stable, Demi, which is probably the best restaurant in the 8-state area. I think is doing really incredible stuff. I'm a little biased, but I think Gavin Kaysen is really leading the charge there.
All right. And Maureen, are there tickets still available, or where can people get them?
Yes, we're almost at capacity, but go to Ticketmaster and you can still get them. Starts at 3 o'clock over at Keep Memory Alive. It's a beautiful Frank Geary building. Worth it to see the inside of that. And it's Saturday afternoon.
Can I say one last thing about that? Folks can go to tasteofthenfl.com, make a donation. But as importantly, please, if you see something that's on that site or on mine with a lot of hunger relief organizations or what I wrote on my website about Taste of the NFL, clip it, put it in an email, send it to everyone that you know. What's really important is that we get to Washington, D.C. and convince them that while we have the skill to solve student hunger and hunger statistically in America, we don't have the political will. Right now, nonprofits with public-private partnerships are towing the biggest load. I think it's really important that we begin to get free food for students 365 days a year, 7 days a week, coming out of schools. That's the goal. End student hunger.
Well, I see a lot of the celebrity chefs and a lot of NFL players and celebrities. I see Doug Flutie down there, so I'm wondering,
Sure.
Are you trying to do something with Flutie Flakes, to sort of crazy?
Well, you know something? What's great about the player, we have so many players show up because they understand at some point they either grew up in a difficult situation, they have a relative, a friend, they have a food company. Maybe they're generous and have learned over the years how blessed they were and are trying to return it to their communities. That's why more football players, I mean, we're serious. You add both teams up, we have more NFL players who are going to be at our event than anywhere else in the...
Definitely.
I think maybe because they want the food.
Well,
They're hungry.
We're
They're
going to say
hungry.
they like food.
They're burning
We're
a lot
gonna
of
say they
carbs.
like food.
But the NFL has been so generous, both the league itself and the players and the teams. We're really grateful for their support.
Well, it's going to be a great event. I know we got to get you out of here in a minute or so. But,
Miss America is going to be there.
Yes.
Okay. I'm there.
Air Force pilot.
Wow.
She's a lieutenant
It's
in the
better
Air
and better.
Force. Quite an impressive
It's going to be
woman.
great. And as I said, the roster's incredible. Limited tickets. Since we're here at breakfast, let's go back to your days of bizarre foods. 2 questions. What was the most bizarre breakfast thing you've ever had?
Easy.
And what was the weirdest breakfast tradition of a country?
Oh, I mean, it's not even close. Kalia, in Morocco and several other North African countries, they let meat rot and then preserve it in its own fat. And then years later, they saute it and serve it with eggs. And it was episode 1, and I never had a stranger breakfast item in my entire life. That took the cake, and it was almost impossible to choke down. But they were the grandmother who made it was so excited for me to try it. I took a couple bites, and I told her she had beautiful earrings, and we laughed, we cried, and I hid what I didn't eat.
All right. Well, the Taste of the NFL presented by Frito-Lay, Quaker, and the PepsiCo Foundation. And again, you mix those together, you might get a really good coating for chicken.
That's correct.
Yeah.
We won't be serving it.
And
you gave me an idea for next year.
There you go. See that flame, and we are in New Orleans. So what is that going to be like? That cuisine? Woo!
Yeah, I can't wait. I already know what I'm cooking at next year's Taste of the NFL. It's a secret, but it's New Orleans inspired.
Well, this guy, you're a jambalaya guy, aren't you?
I love all things Louisiana.
Me too.
All right. Well, thank you guys. One more time, push.
Yes.
Where they get tickets?
TasteOfTheNFL.com, Ticketmaster. But
Yes.
please go to the site, learn everything that you can. We need to end student
And
hunger.
of course, one more time, Maureen, the reason you're here is Gen Youth.
To
What are you doing?
End student hunger.
All right. So that is going to wrap it up here for us. We're going to throw to a quick commercial. And when we come back, Troy and I will put a bow on this one. You're watching Geary, Stein, and Stevens early in the morning. This guy's heading over to the halftime show. You going to see Usher?
Yeah, Ludacris, and I think there's some other fun people that are going to show up too.
All right, it's getting hot in here, so go take off all your clothes. This is Geary, Stein, and Stevens in the morning. We're going to go have breakfast with these guys. They know the best stuff to have, especially in this hotel. Continue watching us. We'll be back right after this commercial break.
Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events wants you to come party with us in 2024. Mark your calendar for Saturday, May 4th, because we're calling all Star Wars fans with a costume contest and an awesome Star Wars prize. Then on Saturday, August 10th, it's a Hollywood night of dreams with music, games, contests, and surprises. Both parties will be at the beautiful South Shore Harbor Resort with amazing food, fun activities, live entertainment, and a cash bar, plus some additional surprises. Saturday, May 4th and Saturday, August 10th. Come party with us. SYCE. More than a yacht, it's serendipity.
Hi, everybody. Dave Stevens here for the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show from Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Rays. And you know what? Not everybody can be a Major League Baseball player, but you can look like $1 million. What's the best way to do that? Well, go to freshcleanthreads.com. Don't believe me? That's right, you can look professional, feel good, and not spend a lot of money by wearing Fresh Clean Threads. They have amazing shirts. They've got Henleys and polos, long sleeves, and even bomber jackets. And if you like them, you can save some money by typing in the show code GSS SHOW from the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show to save 20% off. So if you can't be a major leaguer and you want to dress like one, well, go to freshcleanthreads.com. That's freshcleanthreads.com. Tell them Dave sent you. Use that code GSS SHOW.
They can strike anytime or anywhere. You can have one while giving a speech at your best friend's wedding or in the middle of your uncle's funeral. It's called a wingasm, and it occurs when you bet and win with MyBookie. And this football season, enjoy more wingasms than ever with new features like early cash out. So you can pull out and enjoy an early wingasm, then bet those funds immediately. Tired of waiting all day for your money? We've increased the speed of bet settlement. And with enhanced game lines and live betting and streaming, you can bet right up until kickoff, then place more bets during the game. Oh, and what would a new season be without our $100,000 Survivor contest and a Super contest with a cash pot of $250,000? Have more wingasms more often with MyBookie.
La Franzazania.
Morning.
Ho, ho, ho. Yes, this has been a great morning. And guess what? If you're watching, we're going to come down and come back up. And we'll have Jake Plummer here in just a few minutes. But again, we got to thank our sponsors. And of course, Troy, these cigars are they're going off the shelves left and right. Now, of course, I'm talking about our wonderful friends at La Fratellenza Cigars. How about that?
Yeah, that was pretty good that time.
LaFratellenzaCigars.com. You go there, type in that show code of GSS20 for 20% off. And these cigars are great. This is the first cigar in a long line that they plan, that they're ready to ship. It's 6 inches long with a 54. And again, I don't know cigars when we're talking about.
That's a pretty big cigar there, Dave.
It's a big cigar. It looks like this. I put it in the wrong way. Troy is the cigar aficionado over there, but you can't smoke these at Radio Row. But we appreciate all of the love and support that we've had for all of the folks that are joining us. And of course, look at this. You got a 50-50 raffle for the Disability Channel. You go there, click on that QR code, buy those tickets, and help them to empower and achieve veterans. And we've also got great sponsors like iTattoo and Incredivet. Again, two great organizations. iTattoo is the newest thing. You're going to eliminate all the face painter and all the silly things because you're going to come away with beautiful precision tattoos that you can have on your face and body and all over your body. $5 to $50, and it takes 30 seconds. And I can't wait to see one of these in action, Troy. Your kids, your daughter might want to do something funny that you would not be happy with if she came home with a permanent tattoo.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only time I would probably let her get a tattoo at this age. But yeah, she probably would do a Post Malone, though. So you got to be careful.
That's why I said getting those face tattoos, this is a great product to try it out. Mike Tyson before you put a permanent tattoo on your face that everybody's going to talk about forever. So we are going to drop down, and as I said, Jake the Snake Plummer, former ASU quarterback, former quarterback for the Denver Broncos, who literally walked away at the peak of his career. You're watching Geary, Stein, and Stevens on the Radio Road. Troy, say goodbye.
See you later.
Thank you for watching the Geary, Stein, and Stevens Show from Super Bowl 58. You can watch all of the episodes at yourhometv.com or download the Your Home TV app on Roku. Follow the boys on all social media and podcast apps.